All right, guys, my internet hasn't been the best today, so I'm hoping that this is going to stream flawlessly and effortlessly. We'll go ahead and see what happens. If I start to kind of glitch out a little bit, please let me know in the comments so I can stay updated on how the connection is. But I reset my router. I did a ton of things, and it looks like we've had better connectivity for the last hour or so. So I think we should be good to go. So I'm just letting everyone pile in. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat here. You guys know how this goes. If you guys have any questions about eBay, about business, about anything, you can go ahead and put them in the chat. A lot of people have been asking me lately about growing on YouTube and TikTok and social media. If you guys have any questions about that, I'm also happy to answer those as well. But this is a reselling Q&A. So you guys can ask me anything about eBay, whatnot, Amazon. If you guys have any questions about thrifting, sourcing, fees, returns, whatever you guys want to ask me questions about, I'm more than happy to answer any and all questions, especially about eBay and business related topics, but I'll answer any question about anything as well. So the topic of this video is you got to do what's best for your business. So in the YouTube landscape, when it comes to reselling, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that are overly optimistic and always telling you how great reselling is. There's also some really super pessimistic people here on YouTube that says eBay sucks, Amazon sucks, the economy sucks, the world sucks. And even though they do eBay reselling, you shouldn't do it. There's also people that say that the algorithm is king and you just must do things that influence and help the algorithm. There's also people that say customers are king and that you need to do what's best for your customers. There's people that are very optimistic about reselling. There are people that are super pessimistic. There are people that will tell you to do this and to do that and to do this and to do that. And I think that we should all listen to as much content as we can and filter out what are the best bits and pieces for our own individual businesses. There's plenty of things that I say on this channel that I think are gold for the majority, if not all businesses. And then there's some things that I say that may just not apply to your business whatsoever, and you shouldn't imply those things. There are some things that a lot of really good YouTubers say that may not apply to your individual circumstances, and so it's important to use your filter for your business to see what's going to work out best for you. There's some people that really kill it with free shipping. I don't do free shipping, but you can. There's no reason why you don't have to just because JRide Flips doesn't. I have a video on why I don't do free shipping. There's a couple of different reasons. Because you lose a bit of your seller protections when it comes to fraudulent returns. If you charge shipping, you're able to withhold that amount if someone does a fraudulent return. So that's one of the reasons why I don't do free shipping. Also, when it comes to used items, I don't think you need free shipping to be ultra competitive, but on new items, sometimes you have to. Honestly, on new items, sometimes you absolutely have to be able to rank higher and get your product seen and things like that. But you don't have to blindly do what I say, and you don't have to blindly do what this other YouTuber says or this other YouTuber says. It's really important to really see what everyone's saying and then filter through your own lens. So I feel like it's kind of my job as a YouTuber in this space to listen to everyone. So I like, unless I haven't discovered a YouTube channel and it's about reselling, I watch it. So whether I like a channel or not, I feel like it's my job to watch this content so I can know what's going on in the space, know what people are talking about, and understand what people are really facing and challenging. So that way I can be an even better resource to the community, which is always my goal. I hope that I am a source of value for the eBay reselling community, especially here on YouTube. But yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is you really got to absorb as much information as you can when it comes to reselling, and then filter it through your own lens and apply what's best for your business. So we can go ahead and hop into the questions. There aren't a ton here. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the chat, and I will answer any and all questions to the best of my abilities and try to help try to help everyone out in the best ways that I can. So Tim says, hello, how's it going, Tim? I appreciate you being here. Rich says, hi, Jake. Do you price items a little higher up front in the event of your 20% off later? No, I don't. So I just price them at market, and then I give people a deal if it's still sitting on my shelf, much like Walmart and Target. They sell things at a rate that people are willing to buy them. And then if they have overstock or for whatever reason they just aren't selling, then they create a deal that is actually valuable to the customer. So if you just overcharge people 20%, your sales are going to be very slow. And then once you do 20% off to bring it to market value, it's still going to be pretty slow because people can see that your 20% off item is still at market. And so they're just going to buy the items that are already placed at market, or they're going to go offer the people that are at market 20% off, because if they see that yours is already 20% off, it's more likely that you're not going to accept an additional 20% off, but someone who's already priced at market may. And so you end up losing more sales in the long run, in my opinion, if you do this is worth $100, I'm going to list it for 120. I would just list it at 100 and then be willing to take offers, especially if your margins allow it. Hola, how's it going, Robert? James says, I started on eBay 4 weeks ago. I sell everything. I have about 130 to 150 items in my store. 17 items sold over 750. Over 750. The sky is not falling. Yeah, nice. So solid numbers there. You've sold 17 items for over $750. Do you mean like you sold you have a really, really high ASP of $750 for 17 individual items, or your 17 items equal $750? I think that's what you mean. But yeah, good numbers. Just keep, you've only been doing this for 4 weeks, so you're doing great. Just keep learning more and more and more as you go. That number is going to continue to increase. Don't be afraid to make mistakes or failures. If you bought something that still is in your shop 120 days from now or 200 days from now, learn from that item. Just keep watching YouTube videos and sounds like you got a good head on your shoulders. Jay Rizzy in the house. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for being here. Hey, Jake, been watching you lately. Love your attitude. Thanks, Alan. Really appreciate that. I always try to have a good attitude, positive outlook. And people can't shake me. I'm going to be J-Rad. I scan almost everything and check sell-through rate. Yep, that's awesome. That's an awesome thing to do. You definitely want to keep making sure that you're checking sell-through rates and only buying items that sell quickly, because there's a ton of other different business models. Some people are set it and forget it and are looking for huge profits. But from what I've gathered from the average person, the faster the sell-through rate, the better. It's just cash flow is king when it comes to owning a business. So you definitely want your items to be selling. What category are you ranked highest in? I don't know. I haven't paid attention to those stats in a while. I think at one point I was the 9th highest ranked remote seller on eBay, which is wild because I've only been selling remotes for a year and a half. So I don't know. I think I'm probably ranked highest in remotes, but I haven't checked those data points in a really long time. 17 items equal gross of $750. Yeah, that's great. Nice sell through. Nice ASP. And you talked about looking for items that have a good sell through rate. So it looks like you're doing a good job. Hit like for a ching. That's what I'm talking about. A lot of people say that if you like a reseller's live, you get a sell within the time frame of that live. I cannot confirm or deny that. But yeah, I do feel like there's some sort of something working on in the background that allows quick sales when you're honestly, like, this is kind of unrelated, but I think if you are surrounding yourself with this information and you're surrounding yourself with other people who do this, and you're surrounding yourself with people that push you to do better, you're just going to get more sales. So definitely want to put yourself in a position to where you're surrounded by other people that are pushing you. I recommend surrounding yourself with people that are better than you. I've done that my whole life, and it just pushes me to be better. I'm getting a little ranty and a little philosophical here. Maybe I need to limit myself a little bit, but one of the bad things that that we have in society is that we compare ourselves to others and we're insecure. And so we don't surround ourselves with people that are better than us. And I feel like that is the easiest way to grow. If you're constantly surrounded by people that are performing better than you and that want you to succeed as well, you're just going to have better results in everything you do. So my whole life, I loved playing basketball when I was younger. And so when I was 7, I was always trying to play with the 10-year-olds. When I was 10, I was always trying to play with the freshmen. When I was a freshman, I was always trying to play with the varsity squad, always trying to just surround myself with people that are better than me, because the growth is exponential. So now as I try to find people that are better at YouTube than I am, better at TikTok than I am, better at eBay than I am. Just try to rub shoulders with those people as often as I can. And it really results in explosive growth if you can maintain your confidence while trying to succeed and do things like that. I don't know. I'm getting a little ranty here, but Josh Galt says, like squad, smash it. That's what I'm talking about. Josh Galt, awesome guy. Josh, are you in Canada or are you? I know you're somewhere in that Toronto, Detroit kind of area. I hear you talk about different customs and things like that, so I'm assuming you're in Canada. But someone on my TikTok asked me the other day, do I know any Canadian sellers? And I dropped your name, so I'm hoping that you actually are in Canada. But if you guys haven't checked out Josh Galt, he has a live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. Unfortunately, I miss that a ton because I'm outsourcing and making videos and doing content and doing a lot of other things. So I haven't been able to make it to a ton of them recently, but I always like it when I can make it to at least 10. I made it to the last 8 minutes of his show today, and it was quality content as always. But yeah, guys, we are to the end of questions. And there's a decent amount of people in the room today. You guys aren't as chatty today, which is totally fine. If we need to end the live earlier today, we totally can, unless you guys have some questions. And you guys can put them in the comment section below and we can get to them. Josh says, 1 foot on each side of the border. I work in Niagara Falls, but I live near Toronto, Canada. That makes sense. Yeah, pretty sweet area over there. When I grew up, I've grown up an NBA fan my whole life, and just, hearing about the Vancouver Grizzlies and then the Toronto Raptors. For some reason, I just thought that Toronto was way deep into northern Canada, and I thought, man, why do we have a Canadian team if the travel is just so far and all that stuff? and then when I was a teenager, I realized Toronto is pretty much in New York, and so I'm like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. I have turned myself into my family and friends' goodwill. LOL, gotten a ton of items for free from them to flip. Yeah. When you let people know what you do, if you're surrounded by good people, then they're going to support you. So I've owned a pest control company, and people always know what I do. And then they say, hey, can you come spray my house? And then they pay me my actual rates for the pest control. A lot of times I try to do discounts or I try to give it to them for free, but the people around me are amazing. And I honestly feel like the majority of people in this world are inherently good. I know there's a lot of crummy people out there. I know there's a lot of people that don't want to see you succeed, especially strangers. But I just feel like if you let people know what you do, good things come from that. So I have people all the time say, hey, I hear you sell a ton of junk on eBay. Do you want this camera? This Canon PowerShot camera that's been sitting in my desk for 17 years, So maybe not quite 17, but you guys get what I mean. I would definitely let people know what you do. Don't be afraid. Never be afraid of who you are or what you do. Always be authentic and let people know what you do, and good things will come of it. I have a question. We'll go ahead and put it in the chat. I'll answer anything. How do you ship golf clubs? The easiest way to ship golf clubs is to go to a used golf club store and get boxes out of dumpsters. That's the easiest way to do it. And there's always hundreds and hundreds of those boxes in those dumpsters. They're usually 4 by 4 by 40. And so you can just grab a few of those. I have a used golf store about 35 seconds away from my local thrift store. So once or twice a week, I go and I just grab anywhere from 5 to 30 of those boxes, just depending on how many I need. I haven't been finding as many golf clubs recently, so I've only been shipping out like 3 per week. But at one point, sometime last year, I was shipping out like 14 to 20 golf clubs every single week. So that was pretty dope. But yeah, the best way to do it is to just get I'm feeling a bit more philosophical today for some reason. But another thing that I want to talk about real quick, if you guys aren't too annoyed by it, is for some reason, especially in my town, and I do live in a wealthier town. The cost of living here is expensive, and a lot of people here are well off. And so a lot of my friends, especially in my town, but I'm also noticing on TikTok with this younger generation that I cater to over there, everyone feels like they have to be super flashy when it comes to business, and they have to appear like they're already making money before they can even start making money. So like my friends, they feel like they have to have a $35,000 truck before starting a landscaping company. I think that's ludicrous. I think you should buy an $800 truck and drive that thing into the ground, build your business. By the time that your truck will give out, now you've actually made $100,000 in your business, and that's actually a lucrative investment to go buy a $5,000 truck now. That's what I did for my pest control company. I started with an $800 Dodge Dakota. I think it was 2000 or 2002. I bought it for $800. We rode that thing until she died, which was 68,000 miles later. I sold it for parts for $250. And then I went and I bought a $5,000 truck. Then when I sold my pest control company, I ended up including the truck with the business transaction, and I sold the truck for $7,500 baked into the business sale. So you don't have to have the $35,000 truck. You don't have to go buy the boxes you don't have to buy 250 boxes from Uline for $700. You can get those boxes out of the dumpster. You guys don't have to have the Rolo printer. You don't even have to have a printer, especially in the beginning. You can just use the QR code at your local post office and just grind until you are actually cash flowing and making a ton of money. Especially with the gurus on the internet and just, like Shark Tank culture, things like that. Everyone's like, oh, I got to go get investors and I got to have a ton of capital at the beginning. Especially on eBay, you can start for free. Right next to me, I have this book that my wife has completely read. And now I could sell it if I wanted to, but she really likes books, so we're going to keep it. But this is worth $6. Okay. I have you can literally get started for free today. I can list this for $6.99 plus media shipping. I can probably sell this for $10 shipped. Then I can take my $6 profit and I can go to the thrift store and I can buy 6 $1 remotes that all sell for $14 each. I can make $8 profit times 5. Now I have $40 and I can go buy 40 more remotes. Now I can expand into some other things. But what I'm trying to get at is that you guys don't need super expensive equipment to appear professional. Your customers don't care. Don't send out your items in Pop-Tart boxes or Ritz boxes, but send them out in dry boxes from a dumpster. Do you cross-list? So I don't currently. I'm doing very well on eBay, and I don't have a need for cross-listing. But as an influencer, I hate that word, and as a YouTuber, and as I continue to grow, I'm getting more and more questions about Poshmark and about whatnot. And I think it is very lucrative to cross-list at least my clothing onto Poshmark, because Poshmark is doing extremely well on clothing. So I think it's very lucrative to cross-post clothing items if you have a big store. If you're just starting out and you have 37 items and you're paying money to have them cross-listed on other platforms, it's only 37 items. I would just take the extra 4 hours and do cross-listing manually. Once you're getting into the 300 item range, 700 item range, then I think it would be a profitable venture to start cross-listing. But especially when I'm not 100% sure on the prices, but if it's $30 a month and you're only making $11 per shirt, and then you're only selling 2 items on Poshmark, you're actually losing money. But if you're selling 47, you're definitely making money. So I'm in talks with a couple of those companies right now. I'm also in talks with Whatnot to do some sponsorships here on YouTube and TikTok and get those things flowing. But yeah, I'm interested in cross listing. So yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on that for sure. But currently, I am not cross listing, and I also sell. Yeah, I don't cross list at all. But I also sell like vacuums and KitchenAid mixers and things like that locally on Facebook, and baseball bats and things like that. I have a lot of baseball bats in my eBay shop right now. But any bat under $200 goes on eBay. Any bat over $200, I have a guy that buys them from me for like 80% market value, which is just awesome. Found remotes today, $1.99 sold. Are under $10, left them behind. Yeah, leave those ones behind. And then if you keep searching every single day, you're going to find a lot of remotes for $1.99 that sell for $40. We shipped out, if you guys watched my what sold video yesterday, I shipped out a LG remote for $60. Today we shipped out a Sony remote for only $10 plus shipping, and then an Onkyo remote for $40 plus shipping. And then I think we had one other remote sell today as well within the last 24 hours. But yeah, what's with all the keyword chatter about core? How do you know if they apply, like calling something Y2K style? Yeah, so it's this is something ever changing within the community, especially on TikTok. That's why I recommend people having a TikTok, because the younger generation is all the hype beasts and all that stuff, and so you can get different keywords from these communities. Keywords are always important when it comes to your listings, but you definitely don't want to keyword spam. And then the how you know if something is core or vintage or Y2K is you just have to research them. You have to use Google Lens and Google, hop on YouTube, hop on these informational processing machines like YouTube and Google and just do your research. But you definitely don't want to keyword spam. So for example, if I was selling this ring, the way that I don't know a lot about rings. This is my wife. My wife actually made this, if you guys can believe that. My wife's a superstar. She's dope. I would sell this gemstone ring, 0.925 silver turquoise stone, and then for some keywords, you could put formal, you could put classy, things like that, but you wouldn't want to put Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon. That would be keyword spamming. So you want to use relevant keywords for the items. Like for this, for example, this is just like a decorative candle. A keyword that I could use is home decor, or I could, if this was like pumpkin, I would put autumn or fall as keywords, but I wouldn't put Michael Jordan or LeBron James. So you definitely don't want to keyword spam. You can actually get in trouble for that. But you definitely want to use relevant keywords, and you find out those keywords through hours of research. Do you think doing retail arbitrage at Ross, Marshalls, etc. is still viable? I see the Millennial Profits guys sell tons of shoes from there. Yeah, it definitely is viable. Also, there's this guy on TikTok called Surfs Up Finds. He does a lot of retail arbitrage from Ross and TJ Maxx and Marshalls and stuff like that. I actually do a bit of retail arbitrage myself from Costco that I briefly mentioned in my last video, and I'll probably be making a video soon on how to do some retail arbitrage. It's definitely viable. Just like every business or side hustle across the nation, you're going to have competition and hurdles. It's just your opportunity and responsibility to get over those hurdles and barriers. So if you want to be successful at reselling from Ross and Marshalls, you can. It just takes a lot of research and time and dedication. Jake, hey man. Hey, how's it going, Jeff? Thanks for being here. USPS long boxes, or do you make one? Yeah, so I also know how to make long boxes. I think you're referring back to the golf question for a while ago. But yeah, I would just get them out of dumpsters from a used golf store. Side note, go Leafs, go. Leafs. Oh, in Toronto, huh? I'll be in Toronto in December for the Leafs game. That's dope. That's awesome. Hit the like button, everyone. Hey, really appreciate you, Patriot Girl. If you guys would like to press the like button, that's cool. It actually does really help, but if you don't want to, that's cool too. We say golf leaves golf because they suck so bad. That's funny. I have heard many sellers complain about other sellers' listings being advertised in their listings for a better price. Is this a result of using sell similar in the title structure myth debunked? So this isn't an eBay thing. This is a business thing. You guys have to realize that a lot of people are doing this full time, and a lot of people are running this as a business. When I owned a pest control company, so I never did this in my own company because I never got to that step. But a pest control company that I worked for called Terminex, you guys have probably heard of it. If you guys typed in, so here in my town, my pest control company was called Flex Pest Control. I've already sold it, and then they dissolved the company, and now it's just operating under a different name, right? Terminex could go onto Google and pay Google to snipe. So they pay like a Google ad click for pest control in my town is like $36. And then you can also pay an additional $12 to snipe. So if someone searches Flex Pest Control, Terminex can pay extra money to have their advertisement pop up before mine and steal my customer. That happens on eBay. That happens at LG does it to iPhones all the time. Samsung does it to iPhones all the time. Pizza Hut does it to Little Caesars all the time. Pepsi does it to Coke. This is just a reality of business. So what you have to do, even if this is just a hobby or a side hustle, you have to have that business mindset and understand that people are cutthroat and that they are trying to put bread on their wife and children's table or their husband and children's table. People are out here to make money. That's just the way business is and always will be. So you have to adapt to those circumstances. So yes, absolutely. People are doing these things to make sure that their items are seen before yours. That is business. That will always be business. And that's okay. Like business is so this is what business and entrepreneurship is. Convincing other people to give you money. Some people are really good at it. Elon Musk is really good at it. If everyone decided to stop giving Elon money, he wouldn't be rich. He has convinced people to give him money via Tesla cars, via Starlink satellites, via his bricks that he makes for $1.10. He doesn't steal people. He doesn't steal money from people. He doesn't hold a gun to people's head and say, give me your money. He says, hey, I have made this awesome service and product. Do you want to give me money for it? That's what we have to do on eBay. And that's what our competition is doing every single day. And they're trying to do it better than us. So that is the realm that we have to step into every single morning that our feet hit the floor. We're thinking of sourcing at Costco, but we never find cheap items like you do. Maybe our Costco doesn't sell discounted items. They do. You just have to be there at the right days. And this happens maybe 2 or 3 times a year for me. So just because you see something on YouTube doesn't mean it's happening every single day for that YouTuber. I get a really, really good deal from Costco 2 or 3 times a year, and I buy as much of it as Costco will allow me to. And then I just wait another 80 days until the next. I don't wait. I'm continuously looking. And then about 80 days later, I get it again. So if you haven't tried every single day for the last 80 days, that's probably why you haven't found the deals that I have found. I tell people what I do. It can only help find more items to flip. Absolutely. Interesting. Cheaper than USPS boxes. Don't ship golf clubs through USPS because they charge a surcharge for longer items. So any item over $20 is an additional, I think it's $3. And any item over, I think it's 28 inches is an additional $7. If anyone knows those exact numbers, and if I got them wrong, please put them in the chat. But yeah, you definitely want to ship all your golf clubs, your baseball bats, your pool sticks, any hockey sticks, anything that's your Guitar Hero guitars, anything over 20 inches, you definitely don't want to ship through USPS because of the surcharges. Advice and tips for optimizing cash, card, or pay in 4, most likely all 3, but which do you prefer and why? I do all of my business transactions are done on my business credit card for a few reasons. The first is so tax season is ultra simple for me and my accountant. My tax accountant asks me 3 questions a year, and then my taxes are done, and I pay him his money, and then I get and then I pay the government their money. So every single transaction that I make is on a business credit card, so that way tax season is easy. Another reason why is because I use a travel card. My travel card, my business card that I use is the Chase Inc. Preferred. It gives me ×3 points on all shipping charges. I'm already spending hundreds of dollars every single day on shipping, so I get ×3 points on things I'm already spending money on. And then me and my wife get to go to Greece and Hawaii and all these cool places because of that card. So I don't use cash ever because cash continues to lose its value over time, and I don't get rewarded for using cash unless I get unless like a thrift store charges you like a 3 or 3.5% fee because of the card transaction, but that just doesn't happen where I'm from. It might happen in like California or something. So there's sometimes it's advantageous to use cash, but I definitely use card. Okay, I've never run in the red in my business. I've always been profitable since the first hour of my business here on eBay. So I always use a credit card because I always know I have the money to pay it off at the end of the day, week, or month, whenever I make my payments. If you aren't profitable, then I would probably use cash or a debit card until you are overly profitable. So that way, you know, you're not running in the red. So that way you never miss your credit card payments, and then pay that. I think the average right now is like 21.6%, which is just disgusting. Definitely don't want to be paying that extra money. But if you are cash flowing in your business and you have the ability to pay off your cards every single month, I would definitely be buying all of your supplies, all of your products, everything that goes into your business. I would be using a credit card, so that way you can maximize rewards. And then you can go to Greece virtually for free, do a little thrifting while you're there, make a YouTube video right off the trip, and then maximize your credit card points. That's what I do. I live in, how do you pronounce that? Naples. The Gulf Mecca is in the USA. Plenty of places to get the used golf club boxes, but it is less expensive to ship. Yeah, it's significantly less expensive to ship because you're not paying for the USPS surcharges. So get free boxes and then ship them UPS, not USPS. New reseller. I heard you talk about starting discounting your items after 60 days when you start sending offers as soon as it's available to. Yeah, so every morning I wake up and I have anywhere from 20 to 45 offers to send. So I send a 15% off offer every morning. Then around 1 o'clock, I have another like 15 to 30 that I send 15% to everyone. And then right before I go to sleep, I have another 20 to 40 that I send a 15% off offer to. At 15%, I have found that I'm able to close 3 out of 20. And then I've found at 20%, I close 4 out of 20. So I have a 15% success rate at 15%. And then a 20% success rate, 20%. I've never said that out loud. That's funny how it works out like that. Can I use Amazon boxes to mail items? Absolutely. I do it all the time. My wife buys things on Amazon, and then I tell her to throw the boxes in the garage because I use them to ship things out. How do you feel about used board games? I feel great about anything that's profitable. So if it's profitable and if you know what you're doing, I definitely encourage it. But you got to make sure that they are complete, or let the customer know that they're incomplete, and then make sure you come up with a price that people are willing to pay. If you can find out a price that people are willing to pay for board games or jeans or cell phones or tissue paper, I definitely advise doing that. Do Comcast remotes sell? No, not super well. Comcast is pretty bad. Would you ever talk about your YouTube numbers? Yeah, absolutely. If you guys want to ask me any question about my YouTube numbers, I'll answer those very freely. Hi, Chris. Good to see you here. What about vintage Jake? That's all I've got. Will your format work? What about vintage Jake? That's all I've got. Will your format work for me? What do you mean my format? If you can find something that sells And if you follow my advice on YouTube, then it will sell. If that answers your question. If you can find things that have a decent sell-through rate and price them at a decent price and have a decent shipping policy and a decent return policy and have a decent title, then you can sell anything that already has sold listings on eBay. Does your wife help with the eBay business in any way? She does support me morally. So we have employees in our business, so she doesn't do anything for the business, but she is a full-time student who graduated early with her bachelor's. She is a D1 athlete, and she is the captain of her soccer team, and she still works part-time in her field with her degree because she likes to contribute, even though we're fine without her income, but she still likes to contribute and feel like she's doing something. So she is more productive every day than I am. How much of your profits do you use to buy new items? All of them. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to that. I just buy everything profitable that I can find in my local town. And then if I need more, I buy more online. I don't have the luxury of having too many items in my area. So when I move to, I'm going to be moving to Utah Valley. It's northern Utah. When I have the luxury of having too many items, I'll probably set a budget. But at this point, if I find something that's profitable and has a decent sell through, I buy it without hesitation. So like if I found a box of 20,000 remotes for $4 each that had a good sell-through rate, I would spend $80,000 today. I would love if that happened. So I don't have a budget right now because I don't have the luxury of having a budget. So my business is profitable, and I'm consistently looking for profitable items, but those are hard to come by where I live and with the profit margin that I want. But yeah, if I stumbled across $3,000 worth of inventory today, and I did my calculations and I knew that it was profitable, I'd buy it. If there was $30,000 worth of product today, I'd buy it. I also have a business credit card that has a really, really high limit on it. It's a card that a lot of people use to flip houses because it has mine currently has like $310,000 limit, but it can go all the way up to $780,000. So yeah, I'm ready to rock and roll, and then I have the cash flow to pay it off this month too. So I'm always looking for more products to buy, but I don't have as many opportunities. But once I move to northern Utah, we may be rocking and rolling. But as I explained in my last video, who knows how much eBay business I'll be doing. I think I want to stop at 3,000 items in my store and focus on content creation. I don't know. We'll just see. We'll see how the business develops as we keep going. You guys are having a good conversation about the Leafs Canadian team. That's awesome. How do you budget paying yourself first versus buying more inventory? Do you budget a number of your sales towards both weekly, monthly? Yeah, I pretty much just answered that question. So yeah, if I find something profitable, I buy it. And then within my S corporation, I just have, as humbly as I know how to say this, I have a ton of money coming in from a ton of different angles. And so I don't worry about budgeting. I just make profitable moves as often as I can. Pie in the sky question. In your opinion, is it possible to scale up to $500,000 per month on used items? Maybe if you lived in San Jose and you had a Chinese supplier, a San Jose supplier, and a Las Vegas supplier consistently pumping items into your network. I believe there's a couple car part guys that could do that. Like if you went and you bought and if you were just constantly buying, like, you know how like in your guys' cities, you'll see WeBuyAnyCar.com signs, or hey, call this number and we'll come pick up any car in any condition. Those guys are ripping off parts from all those vehicles and then sell them on eBay or on carparts.com. Carparts.com, this is not investment advice. This is purely entertainment purposes only. But I'm investing in carparts.com. I think good things are coming. But yeah, those guys, I think those guys could could do $500,000 profit per day. So like Elon Musk does like $500,000 profit like a day for sure. Like he does even more than that. So it's definitely possible. Just depends on the leverage of the vehicle that you are pursuing. We are 97 watching. Please hit that like. Hey, appreciate that, Masters Maniac Mexico. We're to 123 now. I really appreciate everyone being here. And we've got a ton of questions, which I super appreciate. If you guys have any questions at all about any subject, especially ones regarding eBay, business, reselling, thrift stores, anything like that, go ahead and put them in the chat. And I really appreciate everything you guys do for me. I have a question about average sales conversion rate. We start in June, 30-day average conversion rate between 1.1% and 2.1%. What is a healthy rate and what is yours? So I'm a numbers guy. I love numbers. I love analytics. I love data. But this is a number that I don't recommend looking at all. There's just way too many variables. 1.1% with vintage antiques, you're killing it. 1.1% with iPhones, you are getting slaughtered. So it really depends on just so many different factors. What I encourage you to look at is how much revenue you're bringing in and what your profit margin on that revenue is. And then how can you increase the total amount of money you're putting in your pocket? And sometimes that includes selling more at a smaller margin or selling less at a bigger margin. It's usually easier to sell more at a smaller margin than it is to sell less at a bigger margin. But the sales conversion numbers, have you ever heard of the phrase like don't get tangled in the weeds? This is an opportunity where people get tangled in the weeds, where they're focusing on things that matter significantly less. It does matter. You should strive to always have the best conversion rate possible, but it's just a really tough thing where people usually get stuck in the weeds. If you were talking about email conversion, this is one of the most important things that you can focus on. If you can increase your email click-through rate and then your add to cart rate, and then I feel like sales conversion rate is more important on Shopify and drop shipping and things like that, but on eBay it's not as important. So I would focus more on how much am I selling, what am I selling things for, can I improve my profit or can I improve my revenue, and what are the things I have to do to improve those numbers. I have a question about the average. Okay, you just asked that twice. How's you doing? Hey, Lag, how's it going? Always appreciate you being here. Really love you, man. So you use your credit card at thrift stores. Is that why you throw away your receipts? Yep, exactly. Golf boxes, 48 by 5 by 5, cut to fit. UPS will break a club or 12. UPS will break a club or 12. I've never had a golf club break. South Florida, awesome. Lisa says, what I mean is 2.6%. Lisa, did I miss your question? Are you talking about my promoted listing? So some items don't need to be promoted to sell. Some absolutely need to be promoted to sell. So you just got to, what I recommend when it comes to promoted listings is starting at 2% and then seeing how it affects your store. Because sometimes at 2%, you're happy with the amount of sales that come in. And you're like, sweet, I don't need to do any more. Once you've done that for a week, 2, a month, if you can be patient enough, then I would reevaluate and be like, okay, sweet. So my revenue increased by this much, which also in return made my profit increase by this much. But I want it to be even more, so I'm going to bump it to 2.5 and then bump it to 3 and things like that. I have been at 2.6% for like the last 8 months. I started at 1.1% back when 1% was the minimum, and then I put it to 1.5. Then when they jumped it to 2, I put to 2.1, and then 8 months ago I went to 2.6, and I've stayed there. But like, it works really well for me and my goals. And without knowing how much money you want to make, how much profit margin you want, I can't answer that question for you if I'm understanding your question correctly. Because some people are perfectly okay selling 100 shirts a day for $2 profit, when some people would just sneeze at $2 profit and think that that's a waste of time. So some people are willing to promote their shirts at 40% to make $2, while other people won't even promote their shirts at 2% to make $40. So it just depends on your goals and your aspects of your business. What are your thoughts on Whatnot? Do you think you will ever take advantage of the format they use? Yeah, so I buy a lot of sports cards off of Whatnot purely as it was purely as a hobbyist. Now I'm actually starting to buy some cards to flip on eBay. So I think it's a good sourcing realm. And then I'm kind of in talks with Whatnot right now for a sponsorship for social media and for content. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I think I'll be selling some basketball cards here on Whatnot shortly. Hello, Jake. Hey, how's it going? Guitar Missy. Board games take so long to make sure they are complete. Just keep that in mind. It's not like a book or other similar small items you can quickly look over in just a few minutes. Yep, there's always a time cost for most things. I'm late, but here. Hey, I really appreciate you being here. Rockstar sells wholesale remotes. Yeah, Rockstar Flipper. I know he does wholesale remotes. And he does very well at it. Nice. What credit card is that? I use the Chase Inc. Business Preferred. There's 3 Chase Inc. credit cards. All of them have different rewards, and the one that I use is geared to shipping, so I get ×3 points on all of my shipping purchases. Moving to the Valley, huh? Welcome to serious reselling competition, dude. I'm there all the time. I slay up north. I love going to thrift stores up north. When I go up north, I hit 6 thrift stores a day for 2 days back to back, and I usually walk away with 450 items. So once I live there, oh, dude, it's gonna be dope. Northern Utah, absolutely. Can I recycle or reuse the white USPS boxes? Yes, if you are shipping them priority. How many employees do you have? And are you the only one sourcing while they're listing items and photographing? Yeah, so I have 2 part-time employees. They do the shipping and the prepping for me. And then I have 1 employee do all of my clothing listings. And then I do sourcing and I list the hard goods that are not clothing. How's it going, Andy Someta? Thanks for being here. I have a delivery question. It is an issue to ship UPS. Is it an issue to ship UPS if it's cheaper than USPS if the buyer paid for USPS? Sorry, new to this and saw a $5 difference twice and could have helped with saving money. Yeah, so that happens. If it gets there the same time, then I do it. So like if they're expecting the package on Thursday and they bought USPS and then you select UPS and it says it won't be there till Monday, definitely don't do that. What is your tactic for getting marketplace orders, and what is a good product to buy and resell on marketplace? So I don't ship on Facebook Marketplace. I just do local pickup. So yeah, I just do big items that I don't want to ship on eBay. I sell those locally on Facebook. I love you too, Jay Red. Thanks, man. Jake, did you settle on the items you sell based on profit and sell-through rate, or what is plentiful around you, or both? Yes. So I don't buy items. I buy profit and sell-through rate. And I feel like that's one of my biggest strengths in this business is I've only kept like 3 items for myself. I've only kept a pair of On Cloud shoes, 1 Travis Matthew shirt, this Tommy Bahama shirt, and then the Bissell Crosswave. It's like a vacuum mop combo. That thing is life-changing if you have pets and hardwood. Those are the only 4 things I've ever kept for myself. Every single other thing that I bought from a thrift store, I have sold on eBay. And so I sell everything. And if it has a fast sell-through rate, then I'll buy it and I'll sell it. Good afternoon, fellow resellers. Nice to see you here. Regarding mileage on taxes, our receipts have the Goodwill addresses. Is it good enough to prove mileage to the IRS? It's 24 miles one way. The gas is expensive in California. Yeah, so I would definitely hire a CPA and ask those questions. Yeah, I'm just here for entertainment purposes only. Don't listen to a 27-year-old guy on the internet. But yeah, the way that my accountant and I do taxes is I give him my total mileage for the year from my car. So I take a picture of the dashboard on January 1st and then on December 31st. And then we submit those miles to the IRS. And then I say, this percentage was for business, this percentage was for personal, and then I deduct those miles. Do you invest outside of eBay, like real estate, et cetera? Yeah, so I have a stock portfolio. I'm heavily invested in the NASDAQ and the top 500 companies in the United States. And yeah, I'm getting more and more into real estate and things of that nature as well. It's hard not to want to keep certain items for me. Yeah, that is one of the, that's why like some people don't do as well in this business, is because they keep things for themselves. But yeah, if this isn't your only source of income, that's fine. But if this is your only source of income, that's a problem that I would definitely try to squash as soon as you can. Do you source certain sizes of clothing, assuming it's also brand? No, I just source profit and sell through. So it doesn't matter what it is. If it has a fast sell through and a decent profit, then I buy it. So I don't buy every single, like Patagonia t-shirts have a slow sell through rate and a slow profit and a low profit. So I don't buy Patagonia t-shirts, but Patagonia puffer jackets have an extremely high sell through and extremely high profit. So I buy those. There's Patagonia extra small puffer jackets that sell for $300. And then there's size extra large Izod golf shirts that sell for $4. So I leave the 4XL Izod. 4XL is like the best size you can find in the thrift store for sell-through rate and profit. But if it's on an Izod, then I leave it behind. But yeah, guys, we're 51 minutes in. We have 120 people in the live, and we have 0 questions. So if you guys have any other questions about eBay, reselling, business, if you have any personal questions for me, I know some people were wanted to know some of my YouTube numbers. If you guys still have any questions about that, you guys can go ahead and ask them. I don't know if that person left the chat or not. Yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, we can go ahead and answer them. If not, we'll just wrap this live up, and I appreciate all you guys coming in. We have one more question, and then if you guys ask any other questions, we'll keep this rolling. But if there's no questions by the end of this one, then we'll go ahead and hop off. So you guys just let me know. Julia Wicker says, how long did it take you to start seeing profit, and what items did you start selling on eBay at first? Yeah, so I became profitable immediately on eBay. We talked about this earlier in the live. You don't have to make a huge initial investment into eBay at all. If you have a smartphone, then you can instantly become profitable on eBay. Because like I said earlier, my wife has finished this book, so I can sell this book, and I can also, yeah, there's just a ton of things around my house that we could sell for a profit. And I already have my listing device here. I don't have to invest any more money, and I can just immediately start listing and immediately start selling. The first thing I ever sold on eBay was a Christmas mug. Shout out to Gary V. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Shout out to Gary V. I watched his trash talking video series. He did 7 or 8 videos where he went to garage sales and one thrift store to flip things on eBay. And that's what got me started immediately. And he sold a ton of mugs. And I've actually found that mugs aren't the best thing to be selling on eBay. They're not super profitable. But the first thing I ever sold was a Christmas mug, and it arrived broken. So hot start to my eBay business. But yeah, I sold a ton of other things that same week and did good. I'm in Massachusetts, and I have access to a lot of Mizu clothing. Oh yeah, that's Mizu in Maine. That's a dope brand to sell. Question: where should I look for info on how to start YouTube? Think Media is a good resource. Also, vidIQ is a good one. And then honestly, Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is one of the most popular YouTubers of all time for a reason. He just understands how to make YouTube videos. And even though he isn't making videos about teaching people how to sell on eBay, I have learned a ton from him on how to start a YouTube channel and how to be successful at it. Another thing that I would recommend is be very careful about starting social media, okay? I don't really like talking about myself because especially on the internet, it gets misconstrued as me being cocky or arrogant. But I'm just like a different person when it comes to emotions. So I don't like get offended like at all. And you have to have ultra thick skin to do social media, to do YouTube, and especially to do short form on TikTok and Facebook. So just understand that people will try to get you to harm yourself. People will hate you. It doesn't matter what you're doing on YouTube or TikTok, but a lot of people will disagree with you and will make you. So I have a couple of 16-year-old guys on TikTok that every single morning they wake up and ask me if I've killed myself yet. Like, it's just wild stuff. So like, if you are not prepared for that, I actually would not recommend doing YouTube or TikTok whatsoever. Like people are just, dude, like, I think I've never met Josh Vernal, but I've had a few small conversations with him. I'm good friends with people that know him. And then from what I've seen on his YouTube channel, he's an amazing guy. People hate that guy, man. They just hate him because he's successful on YouTube. I don't know. People hate Kevin, the Commonwealth picker, even though he's an amazing stand-up guy. People just hate him. People hate me. There's a lot of people here on YouTube. I know you guys are like my biggest supporters, and there's only like trolls in the chat every once in a while. But man, there are people on YouTube who wish I was never born and never existed, and especially never started posting on YouTube. That's for sure. But that's okay. I really don't care. But a lot of people really do. So if you don't have, like, the reason why we haven't introduced my wife onto the YouTube channel is because I know people will make comments about her physical appearance. She's the most beautiful woman in the world, and people will still say terrible things about her. And I'm just not going to put my wife in that situation. Like, I really don't recommend the average person doing YouTube and TikTok. And I say that humbly. I really hope that you guys don't think that I'm being cocky or think that I'm special or amazing. I honestly think I have a chemical imbalance in me that I just like don't register emotions like other people do, because people like literally trash me all day long, and I think it's funny. Like, I love it. I just understand the psychology of what it's doing in the algorithm, that it's just helping me. So like, anyone that has that personality and wants to grow on TikTok and YouTube and things like that, don't embrace the hate, like lean into it. Like, if you can get people to keep coming back to your content and argue with you or argue with other people or call you names or things like that, if you can keep poking the bear and getting the bear to come back to the tent, like, you're just going to keep getting more and more and more and more and more views. So that's a little more information than you wanted probably, but yeah, that's what I had to say. Should I risk a long tail on it? What do you mean? Like, should you like price it too high and not make it move? Is that what you're asking? I would just buy things that sell on eBay. And I have really fast movers and I have some slower movers, and they all combine together in my store to give me the amount of money I want every day. I also buy a lot of instinct and have done well so far. Am I imagining my instinct, LOL? Imagining my instinct, LOL? Yeah, I wouldn't buy off of instinct. A lot of times, like when it comes to owning a business, it's just got to be a science. It can't like this offends a lot of people too, and I hate that I'm being a little more controversial here at the end of this, but the more science you can put into your business and the less art, the more successful you're going to be. Business needs art. Like, I say it all the time. Like, every once in a while I'll say like, oh yeah, so my pricing is more of an art than a science. But when it comes to buying, it's got to be a science. Like, there's a ton of Mickey Mouse things that sell for $500, and there's a ton of Mickey Mouse things that buy for 50 cents. I would never trust my gut or instinct on that. I would look it up and make sure that it's profitable every single time. But if this is something that's really fun for you, and it's just like a hobby and some extra income, and it's really fun and it makes you feel good and it's like an emotional release for you, then yeah, you can totally buy off of instinct. But my channel is more catered to like helping people make more money than they ever have and spend more time with their family than they ever have because of a result of that. And if you want those things, I don't think instinct or gut buying is going to lead you to that. I think it's going to lead you a bit farther away. I'm normally a lurker. Are your lives normally on a set date, time, or just random? Absolutely random. And I'm really sorry about that. A lot of people wish that I had more of a schedule, but I wake up at 7 and I work until 7. And when I have a little bit of time in between, I'll do some lives. But it's very rare that I'm able to do them consistently. Mug life, that's what I'm talking about. Do you offer free shipping? What's your thoughts on reshipping? Free shipping? No, I don't do free shipping, and I actually have a video entitled "Stop Using Free Shipping" if you guys want to check that out. There's a couple different reasons why I don't do free shipping, But a lot of people have success doing free shipping. So like the title of the video, you have to do what's best for you and your business. But yeah, what's best for my business is calculated and flat rate shipping. Hello, if I would hire someone part-time for listing clothing, what would be a fair wage? Just depending on your city and on your state and things like that. So minimum wage here in Utah is $7.25. And I just pay $13 an hour. What is the sell-through rate? I'm a newbie. How can I identify the sell-through rate while thrifting? So I'll show you right now. Do you guys care about what has sold during this live, or do you guys perceive that as cocky and annoying? Because people are actually pretty split on that. I just opened eBay and we've had 4 sales during this live. Do you guys want to know? Or is that arrogant? But I will show you. So let's say that you're in a thrift store and you find, let's say this isn't, but let's say that this is a Apple, a 3rd generation Apple Watch. So I would type into eBay, Apple Watch Series 3. Okay. I'm going to immediately notice that there are 5,400 listed. And then I'm going to go to filter. And then I'm going to slide down to sold listings. Geez. Sold items. There are 6,200 sold in the last 90 days. Here on YouTube land, we operate on a 90-day basis, which is weird because the rest of the business world operates on a 365-day basis. But YouTube culture here, we operate on a 90-day because of how the eBay app is set up. So that is more than a 100% sell-through rate because there's only 5,400 listed, but 6,200 have sold. So that's like 107% sell-through rate. If there's 100 listed and 100 have sold, that's a 100% sell-through rate. If there's 50 listed, 100 sold, 50% sell-through rate. So you look up the item. And that's why I like dealing in electronics, because they have straight up model numbers. So let's see if this is a Bolo. This is my wife's laptop charger. As you can see here, there's a model number. Well, you guys probably can't see that because it's really tiny. But I'm going to look this up on eBay. We're going to type into eBay DL65195333. Okay, there are currently 21 of these laptop chargers listed, and there are 7 sold. So this has a 33% sell-through rate, which for most people here in YouTube land is too slow. But if I bought that for 50 cents and it is selling for $22 new, yeah, so I personally, and then there's one sold for $9 free shipping brand new. So I wouldn't personally buy that. But from a sell-through rate standpoint, that's something that I may be interested in if the profit is high enough. So that's how you calculate sell-through rate, is you see how many are listed and how many are sold, and then you're able to make those calculations. Yes, please share the sales. Okay. So we've been on this live for an hour and 3 minutes, and we sold a 2002 to 2003 Subaru Impreza OEM stock radio. So I sold another car radio, which sold for $40 plus $15 shipping. After everything, it ended up being $60. We also sold a Hasbro Furby Connect 2006. This is the blue one. I don't know if you guys follow me on TikTok, but I picked both these up for $2 each. And I sold the first one for $35 plus shipping. Oh, wow, $13 shipping. So someone paid $50 for that. Yeah, I won't show you guys that information. Probably that's their username. Then we sold an Onkyo receiver. This is a big boy. It sold for $100 plus $70 in shipping. I bought that for $15. And then we got this HP 79A Black Original Laser Jet Toner cartridge. I'll show you this picture. Maybe you guys can see it. Maybe you can't. But I sold that for $40 plus $10 shipping. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 sales for 50, 100, 270, $320 in revenue, and my margin is about 60%. So that's what we've done in the last hour and 4 minutes. Let's get back to these questions. Nick says, thanks for all you've been doing. I'm picking up some more unconventional things because of you. A thrift store trip takes 2+ hours. Do I get this down with experience? It's just a lot to go through. Yeah. So that especially if you're a beginner, that 2 hours is going to drop over time for sure, because you get better, you get faster at looking things up, and you get faster at knowing what things are already going to sell and what aren't. And you're going to start looking up less and less things as you get more and more experienced. Thanks. You just gave me a gold nugget regarding how to do your mileage. So much easier than my notebook and pencil. Yikes, all those years of wasted time and paper. Yeah, again, this is just for entertainment purposes only. Definitely contact your accountant to see if that's a good idea. But yeah, that's how I do it. Do you do any Amazon? I have, but I just stick to eBay because everyone complains about the fees here, but they're lower. The competition is not as ruthless, and people still get suspended on eBay, but it's significantly easier to get suspended on Amazon than it is on eBay. Thanks for all your help today, and always, I appreciate you. Hey, of course, Steph. Thanks so much. Thanks for the info, Jay. I refuse to do TikTok. Yeah, TikTok is a wild place. It is a wild, wild place. I'm having a hard time following other YouTube eBayers. They have become very pessimistic and victim mentality. Keep staying positive with your information and message. Yeah. Summer was really hard for a lot of people, and a lot of people blamed others instead of themselves. But get ready for it next summer too. He is the biggest tightwad though. Who are you talking about? Commonwealth picker? No, dude. Kevin's such a dope guy. Oh, I think you're being funny about the Trash to Cash podcast, because they call him the common wealthy picker, things like that. Dang trolls. No, dude, the trolls. I'm going to be honest with you guys. The trolls on TikTok will make me an extra $100,000 next year. It's going to be awesome. I love trolls. Trolls are the best. How many listings are you posting a day versus how many sales are you bringing in? So throughout the year, I list 20 items a day every single day. During Q2 and Q3, my sales dipped down to about 14 or 15 per day. And then during Q4, they've gotten as high. I had 3 weeks in Q4 last year where I was selling on average, I think it was 29 items per day. And I'm hoping that for those 3 weeks this year, I'll be averaging 34 sales per day. You are a good people, J-Rad. Hey, appreciate that, Ricky. You need the haters. Means you're on the right path. Absolutely. I love the haters. Thanks for all you do and sharing your journey. Hey, I appreciate you, Morgan. How soon would you set up an LLC? I would set up an LLC for this eBay business. I would operate at a sole proprietorship. Again, this is just like I could actually get in trouble for answering these questions in too much detail. So this is all for entertainment purposes only. I'm just a 27-year-old dude on YouTube. Don't listen to me. But I usually, when it comes to any business outside of this, I would get an LLC immediately. But on this, you could go sole proprietorship, I'd say, until you're making $80,000 a year. And then somewhere around $150,000 a year is where it really makes sense to do an S corporation. And me and my wife have an S corporation for all of our businesses, and we've been doing that for the last year or so. Question: best strategy for shipping plush. I just ship them in a poly bag, and that's it. You got it spot on. YouTube is not for everyone. Yeah. Content creation is not for everyone. It's not for the faint of heart. And I really hope that you guys don't take that as me being cocky or arrogant, because I love you guys. Do you have links to your clear baggies for your remotes? I'd like to purchase via your link. I don't have a link for those specifically, but if you go to my Amazon affiliate link on YouTube, it's in my channel dashboard. You can click on my Amazon link, and then from there, search whatever you want. And if you buy a bed for $4,000, I'll get a percentage of that. If you buy a toy, if you buy a cleaner, anything that you guys buy. So this is a hack to support your favorite YouTuber, and it doesn't have to be me. I'm not asking you guys to do that. But if you guys have a favorite YouTuber across any industry that has an affiliate link for Amazon, every single time you buy something on Amazon, just click on their link. So if you click on my link and then purchase anything within the next 24 hours, I get a 2 to 4% commission on that. So I had someone click on my link and then they bought a purple mattress, and it doesn't tell me who it is that bought it. So like, don't be embarrassed or anything like that. But someone clicked on my Amazon link, and then 18 hours later, they ended up buying those like purple mattress. They bought a purple mattress, and it was like $3,800. And so I got a 4% commission on that, which was dope. So if you want to support me in that way, Morgan, you can just click on my link and then type in, I would recommend 3x10 4 mil baggies. So type in 3x10 4 mil baggies. Kevin is a super cool guy. Yeah, I like Kevin. Well, I like you and Josh are awesome. I like you and Josh are awesome. Hey, I appreciate that. I think Josh is pretty cool too. Very random. Any tips on legitimate negative feedback removal? I get a lot of flack for this, but they did a study in San Francisco that people are more likely to go to a pizzeria that has 4.7 stars than a pizzeria that has 5 stars. So I don't worry about negative feedback. I do the best job that I can, and you just can't please everyone. So I think my feedback is like 98.9 right now. And yeah, a lot of times it's the post office fault and I just can't do anything about it, and I just don't worry about it. I just leave it up. A lot of times it's people that just refuse to return an item, because if they return the item, the feedback falls off automatically, and I have free returns, and I'm more than happy to give them all of their money back. But some people just don't want it and just want to leave negative feedback, and there's just nothing you could really do about it. 6 months ago, you could call and pretty much have any feedback taken off, but nowadays it's a lot harder, so I just don't even worry about it. I like to learn more about investment properties. Yeah, that's something that this channel may evolve into one day. We'll just see what happens. I don't know what the future holds, but I definitely love investing and finance and all that good stuff. I'm running into an issue with some clothes. The size will say XL, but I know darn well it fits more like a large. What size for title should I put in, or just describe it in the description? Yeah, so a lot of people will put the size on the tag and then put fits like a large. So it's like XL parentheses fits like large. I'd recommend doing that. Thanks for keeping the flow going while I rock my spreadsheets in my 9 to 5. That's what I'm talking about, Jeff. Question: how long would you wait to set up an LLC? I think I answered that. Hopefully you were here. Hey, I found my people. How's everyone doing? Appreciate you being here, Shane. I'm selling part-time and have been watching for the last 2 months. Very inspired to go full-time. Anything I can do to help with the transition? Making close to 6 figs, but want to have freedom. I would definitely recommend making more than double your bills. So I would sit down and actually write down how much your bills are every month. And then let's say they're $2,000. I would definitely not quit your job until you're making $4,000 every single month on average. And I would not quit your job until you have at least 6 months, but I would recommend 12 months of your income, and I recommend that with any business, especially eBay. Because as an entrepreneur, some days you make $1,000 and then the next day you can lose 300, and then the next day you make $87, and then the next day you make 5,000, and then the next day, and then you can make no money for the next 4 months. So I definitely recommend having 6 to 12 months stored away in your bank, liquid, that you can take out and use at any time. For me, our bills are about $4,500 a month. So I need 4,500 times 6 in my bank account liquid minimum to be able to do something like this full time. You be you. Love the advice, and I will do that for sure. Yes, please share sales. Okay, sweet. I shared them with you guys. People are haters when they can't do what you do. Yeah, people want to see you succeed, but they don't want to see you succeed more than them. And some people don't want to see you succeed at all. Have a productive day, everyone. Break time is over. Thanks for coming out, Nostalgia Picker. Do you refurbish things like a vacuum? Do you open it up and clean it? The grim of just quick wipe down. Yeah, so I wipe things down, obviously, and then I have a pressure washer for those like bigger items. But yeah, I clean and test everything that I buy at thrift stores. Can you talk about your first YouTube paycheck, how it happened? Did they notify you that you were monetized, and how much money did you make from views. Yeah. So my very first, so I'll tell you a little bit about my path on YouTube. I got monetized after 11 days. I know that that's very quick, and you shouldn't think that that's going to happen to you, even though it may. But I got monetized after 11 days. I had one video take off that now has like 40,000 views, and that video alone has gotten me, I think, 1,200 subscribers. Let's see. Let's go to my YouTube analytics, content, sort by most viewed. So that video that I'm talking about has 42,000 views, and I have gotten 1,858 subscribers just from that one. Can you guys see that? Just from that one video. So that instantly got me monetized. That was my 9th day on YouTube. I posted it. It got like 140 views, which was more than my average. And then on day 11, the algorithm picked it up and started shooting it out to a ton of people. So I got monetized on day 11, and then it took 48 hours for them to process that monetization request. So that video got 40,000 views during those 48 hours. It got like 37,000 views during those 48 hours, and I didn't get paid on those. But then I got paid on every single view after that once I was monetized. My first YouTube check was $1,280, and I make $9 per 1,000 views. And right now I am averaging about 250,000 views a month. Some of those are shorts views, which I only make 4 cents per 1,000 views. But my long form, I'm averaging 15,000 views a day, and I'd say probably 10,000 of those are long form. So I'm making, I've got it. That's got to be less than. No, yeah, that's about right. So I'm making about $90 a day from long form, and then an extra $3 a day from short form. And then I also have channel memberships and things like that. So currently right now I'm making about $3,500 a month on YouTube. And I plan on getting that to about $20,000 a month by 2026. And then hopefully $100,000 a month by 2028 is my goal. Did that answer all your questions? How did it happen? Did they notify you that you were monetized and how much you made? Yeah, and then I just get paid every 30 days, and they let me know how much is going to my bank like 2 days before. 127 people watching this and only 68 likes. Let's go, chat. Yeah, if you guys want to like the video, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Hello, I am a new everything seller. Would you recommend leaning into a certain category or a niche? No, especially when you're new. So, and again, title of the video, you got to do what's best for your business. So some people swear by niching down, other people don't. I don't. I run my store like Walmart. I run my store like Yamaha. Yamaha has made billions of dollars selling pianos, motorcycles, and electronics. All 3 of those. So like, I guess you can call me Yamaha. Don't call me Yamaha, but like I run my business like Yamaha does. I think you can find awesome success selling everything. And I think you can find awesome success niching down. So just do what's best for your business. What's best for mine was selling everything. Man, our minimum wage is $15.25 here in Ontario. Yep. So you got to pay accordingly. Currently reselling part-time, but inspired to go full. Oh, I read this one already. My boyfriend finds a lot of YouTube resale videos boring, but loves you. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. He is also very logical and numbers-minded and really appreciates how you present your information. We've learned so much from you. Thank you. That's really awesome. Thank you for saying that. Trayvon Cunningham says, where do you find your car stereos or car items? Through eBay? No, I find them at thrift stores and stuff. And I find like one every 2 or 3 weeks. So I don't find a ton of them. I love your videos. Your video about the old Canon ELPH video showed me they are worth selling. I found my old camera and sold on eBay within a week. Didn't think it had much value, so had it in storage. Yep. There's a ton of things that we don't think are valuable that other people find valuable, so we got to get them and list them. Okay, so you know what you're looking for while sourcing. What makes you look up something you are not familiar with to see if it could be a new profit? I just look up a ton of things. So you watch videos as you fall asleep, and like all the time, the bearded thrift machine reminds me, oh, I got to be looking at wrenches because wrenches are worth a ton of money, or like Commonwealth. Well, oh, okay, I still got to look up some plushes because there are some plushes worth money. But yeah, you just keep watching YouTube content, and you just keep being a student of the game and learning every single day. You are a wealth of information. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Talk about any good or bad reselling Facebook groups. Sorry guys, I've just been having fun with some haters on TikTok all day today, and they keep responding and making me more money. Yeah, I'm part of the Trash to Cash Facebook group, and I'm not active on it really at all. And yeah, I'm not active in really any Facebook groups. I've changed gears to electronics, and it's booming. Thanks. Yeah, electronics are awesome. What's up, J-Red? How are you doing today? I'm doing great. Flipping from the trailer. Thanks for asking. What's up, Jake? New to reselling and confused on shipping. If the buyer pays X amount and it's over or under, is the difference out of pocket? Yeah. Yeah. So what happens is if I sell you this for $10 plus $8 shipping, you get sent $18. And then from that $18, you pay for the shipping, whether it's $4 or $39 or $15, whatever it is, you just pay that. So they just give you all of the money up front, and then from those funds, you just pay for the shipping. And sometimes you make money and you don't have to refund that. It's just whatever the label ends up costing is what's deducted from you. I just got approved to be an Amazon affiliate. I've made $1.34 so far. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, I don't make a ton of money off Amazon affiliates either. I'm currently making like $35 a month, so I'm making $1 a day. How do you test remotes without the electronic item? I have a video on that. If you want to watch it after this or right now, just type in JRide Flips remotes, and it'll like you just point at your camera and you can see the light flashes. But if you want to make more money selling remotes, watch that whole video. Yo, Jake, I have a full-time job, but I do this on the weekends, getting ready for tax season. What's your recommendation and thoughts on my reseller Genie? I know a lot of people use it, and I know that a lot of people have success with it. I just use my business credit card and eBay reseller, and the eBay seller hub. That's all the information I need personally. But yeah, a lot of people use Reseller Genie, and they have only good things to say about it. Wait, bad feedback goes away if you do the return, the refund, the person. How long does it take for that? Like 2 or 3 hours. So if you have free returns and the item gets back to you and you refund them, the feedback goes away. The negative feedback is taken off of your account. Does eBay have any data on sellers? Is eBay getting easier for us sellers, harder, more competition? We are in a bubble of sellers and hard to see bird's eyes of the community. Yeah, so every single quarter they release this information of how many sales they've made, how many buyers come to the platform, how many sellers are on the platform. All of that information is released in their quarterly reports. And you can just Google that information and it's right there in front of you. Oh, Stephen Smith, thank you for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It says, how do you handle canceling an order where the item cannot be located or is broken? Doing great on eBay, but have to handle a couple of negative reviews from promptly canceled orders. How do you handle canceling an order when the item cannot be located or is broken? Yes. So you're talking about like in your store before you even send it out, you just can't find it. You just have to put out of stock, and then you do get a sizable ding on your account. But the reason for that is because it creates a bad experience for the eBay customer. And so eBay definitely doesn't want to continue that. So they severely penalize us for that in order to make it so we don't do it again. So unfortunately, you're just going to have to chalk that up as a loss and a learning lesson in your business, and then just create a system to where you can find things, make sure you're on top of the game, and then just never do it again. And then buy, and then sellers will slowly rise to the top or sink to the bottom, which is what eBay wants. So that way they can keep shoveling traffic to the ones at the top. So just make sure from here on out that you're not losing any of your items, so you can remain a top seller that they give more leads to. The poly mailer question reminds me that I needed to order more. Thanks, use your affiliate link. Man, I appreciate that, Victor. Now that I get much more than 2 to 4%. So if you guys ever need poly mailers, use the link in the description below. I get a much bigger return on investment for those sales than I would on an Amazon sale. Yamaha's logo is 3 tuning forks. Yeah, dude, Yamaha. Oh, Yamaha's cool. Question: how do you feel about buying storages up for auction? Have you ever tried flipping storages? Yeah, especially for beginners, I recommend buying things piece by piece. I know that's not what people want to hear, but usually if you buy a pallet or a storage unit, you spend $700 to spend 40 hours on it, and then you end up selling everything for $900, and after fees you make like $62. So you're working for less, for like $1.10 an hour. Unfortunately, that's what usually happens. I love you too, man. Been watching your channel for a bit. Glad I finally caught a live and was able to support you. Keep it up. Hey, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Just got approved to sell on Whatnot. What do you think about Whatnot? Are you ever going to try it out? Yeah, so I do a lot of buying personally for basketball cards and stuff on Whatnot. And then I'm in talks with Whatnot right now to start doing some content for them and stuff. If the feedback hasn't went away, how do I handle that? Just call eBay. Google, have eBay call me, and then put your phone number in, and then they'll call you in like 2 or 10 minutes. Right. Okay. All right, guys. We've been going at this for an hour and a half. There's 131 of you in here. I would appreciate a like. If you would like to like the video, cool. If not, no worries. My wife is going to be leaving for soccer practice in the next hour or so, so I'm going to go just hang out with her for a minute. And then after that, I'm going to list a ton of video games that I bought on Saturday. Guys, be looking out for one of my first yard selling videos. There's just not a ton of yard sales in my town, so I'm not able to do that live videos very often. But this Saturday, there was a lot more yard sales, so I was able to get a full video out of this Saturday's yard sales. I'll probably be posting that tomorrow or Thursday. Thanks everyone for being out here and letting me live my dreams. I love content creation. I appreciate all of you guys being here, and you guys have an awesome day.